Okay, so this is a video introducing the idea of trigonometry. Now, trigonometry is somewhat different from Pythagoras. Pythagoras, they gave you two sides and they asked you to find the third side, and that works fine. Trigonometry starts working when you've got only one side and an angle, or you've got two sides and you want to work out the angle between them. Okay, so it's a little bit different. And we've got three rules, and they are sine, cosine and tangent. Now these get abbreviated on your calculator to sine, cos and tan, but I really get fed up of hearing sin, so it's sine. There's an E on the end. Okay, and we need to do some explanation about what these actually mean. So I use the Greek letter theta to stand for an angle. So we know there's going to be an angle involved. So I'm going to choose that the angle I'm going to work with is down here. Now, because it's a right angle triangle, and at level 1 we only have to know about right angle triangles, we know that the hypotenuse is opposite the right angle, but we've now got two new sides to label, and one is the adjacent, which means next to, so it's next to the angle, and one is the opposite, which, not surprising, is opposite the angle. Now of course I could very easily put my angle up here instead, and now this side is my adjacent and that side is my opposite. So you really need to sit down right from the start when you start doing this and look about what information they give you, where it is, and what you're looking to do. Now sine, cos and tan are ratios, and by ratio I mean that they have been made to find that it doesn't matter what the angle is for a particular angle, no matter how big my triangle is, the relationship between two sides is always constant. So sine is the opposite and the hypotenuse. And cosine is the adjacent and the hypotenuse, and tangent is the opposite and adjacent. Now you have to remember this. Okay, now there are lots of ways of doing that. Some people remember by remembering SOHCAHTOA. Of course, my inability to spell means that way didn't work for me. So I used to use a mnemonic, which is a story that uses the first letter in each word. But when I introduced my very first set of students to this, they made up their own. So they came up with tell old Atkinson sort out his clothes and hair, and that worked because tell old Atkinson sort out his clothes and hair, and no matter how many years later it still fits. So that's a very basic overview of trigonometry. The next video will start looking at one of these ratios, and we're going to look at sine and using that. Okay, so next time.